Hey, you guys. How is everyone?
I'm trying to unmute. Hold on.
Huh?
Got it. I said I was trying to unmute.
Oh, I was like, am I on mute?
Sorry.
Sorry. Amanda Carroll. Happy Friday. K-Braze, K-Brizzle. Punksy Love. How are you guys? Happy Friday to you. Nay, won't be able to be in chat, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. Crazy Mama, I miss you. How is
every
everyone?
minute,
Emily,
of every day.
How's everyone? I know everybody wants a pretzel. Sarah,
Crazy Mama, she says she doesn't even like it. I like it.
What?
She says, "Ooh, kick-ass mic, Tia."
Oh, my mic stand. That's because the other night when I was live with Kate, I knocked over my mic. So right after I did it, I was like, nope, done. I'm ordering the stupid boom because I can't deal. You're fabulous. I'm so glad. So welcome to our live at 5. Something new. We just thought we'd go early just because we thought we would. Whatever. Are you over there, LSD?
We won't.
Is it just me or is she quiet?
Is it really quiet?
It is for me, but I need to make sure that is it my speakers or is it you? Because I'll put my earphones in.
My guess is that it's going to be me, but who knows? Hold on.
Oh, Crazy Mama said speak up.
I will come through this computer screen. So fast. Crazy Mama. I can't. It's all the way up.
Why is... Oh, Nightbot, you may not blacklist Sarah. Oh, you may not. Kim Kitty, how you doing?
All right, hold on. I'm going to mute it and move the mic closer to me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like you're kind of soft. Sarah, we are sorry. Sorry about that. Nightbot, you bitch. You bitch. Oh, so take all the damn seats. So you guys, I'm sorry. We were supposed to go live last night and I had a raging migraine. I wound up going to bed early. It was super early for me. I was in bed by like 10:30. And then I woke up at 2 a.m. and oddly enough, like she's never live, but Shift Happens was live in the middle of the night. She's always live in the middle of the night. So I tuned in there and listened and wound up falling back to sleep like right away. Woke up this morning I don't even know. I was like, kind of like one of those. Am I awake? I don't even know. Hi, Kate. Do you want to come up, Kate? How do you feel? Let us know, because I was stalling to see if you wanted to come up or not. If you feel good, I'm going to drop the link.
Is that any better?
That's a little better. This is for you, Kate. If you feel well enough, I can come up for a few minutes. Okay, cool. I just dropped the link for you if you want to. So yeah, we thought we'd come live this crazy time of the day and just go through some of the Stephen Smith Nate notes, the letter from his mom, Sandy, talk about the Zoom call with Eric Bland, just all the things regarding Stephen Smith. And we're going to be working on this pretty kind of hand in hand with a bunch of other creators, but mainly our girl, Kate, because we love her so. Oh, she better be at the doctor. Ooh, Kate, you're in trouble. I heard she wasn't feeling great.
Okay, what about
so yeah, we're
now?
hoping to be able to work with her more on the Stephen Smith stuff. And then also we are working with Punksy, which I haven't even had a chance to fill in LFT. So welcome to the team meeting, boys and girls. This is awesome. This is how we roll. We're going to be working with Punksy on a couple of lives too, on a case that she has and some other things that are going to be interesting that she wants help with deep diving on. So I told her we'd help her with that LFT. I hope you don't mind. LFT.
No, that's fine. Of course.
Oh, hello. Don't make it weird. Don't make it awkward. Okay, hold on. Say something really quick.
Eat a nut.
All right. Well,
I like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Eat a nut.
And I like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Whatever. Whatever. Too late now. All right. So, as everyone is probably already aware, we're going to be discussing Stephen Smith. We're still working on the Malaysia Airlines. Like, we're looking at a lot of things, which is, I think, why I got a headache, because I was so all over the freaking place. We are still looking into the Malaysian Airlines stuff, and we're dropping things in Facebook, and we will always be dropping things in Facebook when it comes to Murdaugh Stephen Smith. I hate the fact that in order to say Stephen Smith's name, we have to identify him with the Murdaugh family. That really pisses me off. Mm-hmm. Because Stephen has certainly earned his right in this world to not be mentioned with that sloppy ass family. But what do I know? There's Kate.
Hi.
Hello.
Gregory.
I can't stay up too long, but I can come for a couple minutes.
How are you feeling?
Crappy.
You are. You sound all nasally.
Yeah, my throat is all swollen and I'm nasally and I just feel crappy. But I was like, I'll go up for a few minutes. I'm waiting on my son's grandma to come.
Aww.
So I'll come up for a little bit until she comes.
Okay. And then you're going to go get some rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Lavina. Hi, Gregory Worth. Happy Friday to you. So we were just going to go through, Kate. We were literally just going to go through the notes from that report and kind of look at things together. Basically do like a working stream, if you will.
Cool. Yeah.
Because we've been reading through this stuff, and it is something.
I forgot to go back and finish, so I'll probably be. I'm only a couple pages in, so I'll be reading.
It goes quick. It goes real quick.
And Kate, if it makes you feel any better, I went to go print it last night because I was out of ink. So what did I go? I go and print everything, and I'm starting to read through it this afternoon again. and I had to tell Tia, normally I like accidentally break a printer at Staples when I go to print stuff.
True
And
story.
I kind of did that yesterday, but I also didn't print the whole thing. I had to go back today. I was like, I don't see the new information. So
Oh
I didn't even
man.
print the whole thing and had to go back today. So I am reading through with y'all. It's interesting though to see it all.
I read it through yesterday, and then I sat down because LFT made me sit by myself in the corner and read.
Oh no, you made her sit in the corner.
I did, yeah. She was like, "We're not going to
Mhm.
talk. You're going to take 2 hours, and you're going to go sit and read this." And I was like, "No, I'm
She gave
not."
you homework.
Yeah. And I was like, "No, I'm not." And then I was like, "Yeah, I am.
Mhm.
Yeah, I am." So, yes, as you come in, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, I would be so grateful. LFT would be so grateful. And if you are not subscribed to Kate Does Crime and you live under a rock, please go subscribe to her.
Thank you.
And like a bunch of her videos, leave a comment, and be kind. So, oh, also, just sidebar, because, oh, it's not on now, but behind me, I had Queen Bee on all damn day. You guys getting this? Are you guys watching this?
I was sleeping all day because I didn't feel good. So, but I've been watching the past few days.
Oh my God. First of all,
I've been digging it.
Justin and that dance, like she can't make that thing go off.
Yeah.
God, that makes me laugh so hard. I live for it. Absolutely. I spent $2 today just to make him dance again so I could hear the song because it's so funny. So if you guys aren't subscribed over there, if you want a little entertainment, go to Queen Bee and sub to her. Say hi from us. I think she's live right now still. So, hey, K-Bell. K-Bell.
Well, I was about to say, I think I know who you mean. K-Bell, like what?
K-Bell.
We are off to an amazing start.
Well,
Don't even
maybe
print
you'll
all
be
the
doing.
pages of a report.
I was gonna say maybe you, proud grandma of 2. You've been so busy lately, running my daughter back. Oh, till grandbaby number 3 is here. Woo woo! What's the due
Whoa.
date? Do tell us the due date. Tell me all the things. I need to know all the things, and you have to let us know when the baby's born. We need to know these things. I like
That's
K-Bell.
so exciting. And then she'll have to be the proud grandma of 3.
I know you're gonna have to change your YouTube name. All right, no
K-Bell.
gum.
Oh,
K-Bell,
girl.
what the hell's the matter with me? Here we go. This is amazing.
I don't know. Are you drinking Kate's
April
cough
10th.
medicine?
Okay, let's hope it's April 8th. I'm just saying. No reason, just saying I hope it's April 8th by C-section. All right. Well, maybe the baby will come a little sooner. I mean, just put Queen's channel up here just because we can't wait for you. We're so excited for you. God bless. All right. So let me take this off so we can read through. This is the report done by the multidisciplinary accident investigation team, MATE case notes, or as LFT likes to call it, Matt. Just Matt.
I just
That's
call
a
it
lot
Matt.
easier.
I don't know who Matt is,
Right?
but she just likes to call it. She's like, have you talked to Matt? No.
Hmm.
I don't know who that is. It's in the Matt notes. Who's Matt? Every time I'm like, what are we
She
talking
goes,
about?
"What?" And you're like,
See,
"You
my
mean
name's
like
spelled similar, but with a C, so I can't not say mate like Kate mate. It just
Hey,
that's how I
Kristen,
see
is
it
that your
whenever-
birthday?
Ooh.
Welcome to the shit show. Is that your birthday?
Well,
I like that, fellow Aries. Texas Tiffany, welcome in. Okay. So here's where the notes begin. This is just from Stephen Smith's investigation. And this is a whole ass mess, by the way. When you read through it, it is much like any other case, it is very contradictory.
yeah.
So I long to look for, I look for, one more time. I look forward to the moment that we find the thing that, oh no, we can't have this. That we find what it is that they were like, let me look at this. Sorry, I have a sick dog.
Ooh, can I ask a question real fast?
No, hold on. My
Hey,
boyfriend just, hold on. Seriously, my boyfriend just came in here. Save Robbie's in here. I love you, Robbie.
Hey,
And
Robbie.
I also want to say really quick that my boyfriend is abandoning me and getting married in like 9 days. What's the date, Robbie?
Oh, wow.
He's getting married to his true love, who is not me, but that's okay.
I was going to say congratulate. I was going to tell him congratulations.
I'm so excited for him and Michael. I really am. 8 days. Okay. I'm so excited for you guys. And I truly pray you have the most blessed marriage and just enjoy each other. And thank you so much for coming in. I owe you messages. I need to come into your streams. I've just been a little sideways with this true crime stuff, but I do love you and I still support the hell out of you. And I can't wait to hear all the good things about your wedding day and the marriage itself. Hi, Aussie True Crime. Good to see you. Nice to see you. So Stephen Smith, he's another one who grabbed my whole heart and soul, and not partly because of him, but another reason is because of his mom, Sandy Smith, and how classy she has been throughout this horrible ordeal. Hi, S. Hockett. It's so good to see you. Good gravy. Now, he has not made a noise all day. Not one peep. I get on live and he's all of a sudden like whining over here. Hold on 1 second. LFT, take over.
I'm on it. Yes, you go babysit. Okay. Does anyone want to remember the last thing that Tia just said before? Let me deal with this thing that hasn't whined all day. Okay. Oh yeah, Stephen Smith grabbed Tia's heart. So we have been going through all the official reports that have been released to date, and also in doing so, we have such a big database that we already created in terms of the Murdaugh trial and related cases, involving them. And we're keeping an eye out for some overlapping cross-referenced kind of names that appear in both. Like there are some overlapping associations with names even mentioned in some of these reports. And so we're really trying to, provide as much information as we can while painting a picture that kind of helps explain like commonalities and, the 6 degrees of separation, if you will, because there are a lot of them. Oh, but I had a question, and actually before she pretends she's still working with the dog. Because I just haven't had a chance in the last hour or two to go back and look. But I want to say it was the Netflix documentary that where Morgan was talking about, when she and Paul were dating, and then her parents even mentioned how good, the family was to her. They took her on trips, went fishing and did stuff. Does anyone remember if Morgan mentioned going to Key West with the Murdaughs by chance?
She talked about like going on like their boats and stuff, but I don't know.
I know she went away with them, but I just don't know.
I don't remember if she said
it was some fishing trip.
Yeah,
right. It was like a boating, fishing kind of trip.
Yeah, but I don't remember if she said it was Key West or not.
That's what I can't remember either.
Okay, the only reason I'm asking is because I remembered that Sandy Smith had said Stephen had told her, and I wrote it down word for word, essentially, that when she had last seen him, he was talking about a fishing trip that had been planned for around or about the following weekend in Key West. And that
Okay.
just made me go,
I know they did go to Key West a lot. And they
A lot.
even named
Okay.
their boat that they inherited from the guy who was in the drug trafficking.
Bullware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mrs. Key West or something like that. They named the boat. They renamed it something Key West or something along
Okay.
those lines. So they have a lot of ties
Sorry,
to Key West for sure.
Okay. I just wanted maybe just everyone keep that in the back. I just was curious and wanted to ask before I really looked it up. But just FYI.
So literally, I'm taking notes while we're doing this because we'll probably be doing our timeline later within the next 24 hours. I would think. Am I wrong?
No, we've got one kind of started. It's just
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I started one too. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right,
Mhm.
good. Sweet.
Hey, Grandma Sherry.
Hi, Grandma Sherry from the Lizard Lounge. I love the Lizard Lounge.
Hi, Grandma Sherry.
On over there. So we have the meat thing up. We're just going to be going through it slowly. These are just some of the paperwork that has been done, requested. I don't know if everyone has seen this or not. We are going to drop this in our Facebook group so you guys can access it and read it yourself. But in the meantime, we're just going to go through it and try to read through some things. If anybody sees anything, you can hit, I believe, if so anybody can test this for me, it'd be great if you did. Hit !question. And if you have a question, it should alert us. Nightbot should alert us. So if anyone in the chat wants to try ! Question, one word, and see if Nightbot alerts us.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wanted to mention this too before we forgot, because I know we talked about this the other night with Kate, but in terms of how or the reasoning for the investigation to be looked back into, just so we know, the quote about it the other day was, contrary to popular perception, SLED's investigation into Stephen Smith's death was not based on any evidence or information obtained at Moselle, but rather the agency obtaining a copy of the quote unquote Matt report, which is the reason why we definitely want to pay particular attention to this one.
Yeah, that changed my whole outlook on everything, because they really made it seem like they found something. Because they said, like, while investigating the murders of Maggie and Paul, we discovered, they said something along those lines, like, we discovered some evidence, and it was like, it felt like it had something to do with that, and now they're saying it's not.
I know they're backtracking. Does anyone know? And I really don't know this. Normally I do know the answer, but I don't know this one. What kind of car did Buster drive back then? Does anybody know? Are we talking about the old black pickup truck, or?
My impression was it was old black pickup, the Moselle truck.
I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna go with the old black pickup truck.
She's going with the audiences. Using a lifeline, I'm gonna go with what
sounds
she
about
said.
right. Yeah, audience lifeline.
So, quick background: 2015, Stephen Smith was found in the middle of the road, deceased. Initially, they thought it was a hit and run, and he was hit by a car. Well, since we have learned that SLED is determining that it was probably a homicide. Way to go, guys. I don't know what your first hint was, because all over this whole report here screams not a hit and run.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First sentence right here that I have highlighted is not hit and run. But what do I know? I don't know. And also that, I'm going to say it, that bitch of a Emmy. Oh my God. I want to twist her hair and yank her
smart
around.
ass.
She's horrible.
Yeah.
She's horrible. She pissed me right the hell off.
And even if he did get hit by a side mirror, that side mirror would have broke or something. Because
the force, you can't tell me. That's off. That's just awful.
I broke a couple side mirrors hitting another side mirror before. Like
I've done it on the highway.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. And one time I didn't even realize till I was home that it just like flew off.
I know. I've done it. You come off and it's like dangling on the side of your car, hung on by the wire.
Yep.
Proud Grandma of Two said, well, did SLED find something for them to reopen the case? I heard they did and heard they didn't. The case has never been closed. Actually, it's just a cold case. What is the exact date? The exact date is 7/8/2015. And this is the incident report from that time period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had shoes on, but they were like loosely tied. Like back then where people like they looked like skater shoes to me.
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah, and you kind of like tuck them in the side. But when I got hit by a car as a teenager, my shoes flew off, and they were probably tighter than his shoes, and my sock. So I just find it hard to believe that his shoes never came off for real.
I know. I think that's so bizarre. Which part I can't tell you. The part that you were hit by the car and then forgot to tell us.
That was still the thing is my school. I went to school in the city, and we would take public transportation there, like buses, and everyone thought that I got hit by a bus, and people were thinking like I was like dead, but I didn't get hit by a bus. I got hit by a car.
How long? And this
that's what
how long was your recovery?
Your
recovery had to be long.
Probably like 2 weeks out of school, and then 4 more weeks in school with crutches, and I got to wear sneakers because the school I went to, we had to wear saddle shoes. Ain't no way I was wearing saddle shoes. With I had a broken knee, and I had to wear a cast all the way up to my butt. But yeah, so it was probably like 6 weeks altogether, but I missed like 2 weeks of school. But they announced at my school that I got hit by a bus.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here's Steven's shoes. Can you guys see that the laces are still like these shoes were on his feet when he was found?
They're not even torn.
Nothing. They're barely dirty. I mean, they're worn, but they're not dirty.
Yeah, see, he would tuck his laces in his shoes, it looked like. Look how loose they are. They're not even tied.
They're not even done all the way.
Yeah, they're not even done on the top lace. Like that, they're only done on like the bottom 3, which is super loose. So it's amazing that he didn't fly out of his shoes. I personally don't even think he got hit by a car. I think he died some other way, and they made it look like a hit and run.
I agree. I think they just placed him there. I don't even know what they were doing. So wait, Steph has a question. Supposedly they did an R kit. Yes. Nobody saw the test results and it went missing. No, Steph. Great pickup, by the way. No, there should never be that type of test with a hit and run. I would say, why did you order that? That's weird. And very disturbing to me.
It's also, I'm sitting here looking at the second page of that original autopsy, and not to be like graphic, and please don't take this the wrong way, but like, it's interesting that in the autopsy of a male that you order an R kit, but yet you note the anus and back are unremarkable. Like it didn't appear, you know what I mean? Like something forced. I don't mean to be graphic, but I'm just saying in terms of an aggravated kind of situation, maybe.
Linda, I think you're right.
I don't know.
Go ahead, LFT. I was listening. I was telling Linda this. She said maybe they were hoping a car would hit him to cover up the other injuries. I think so. Or create a diversion.
I mean, exactly. Because when you look at this autopsy, like the stuff about the brain stem and stuff I didn't really think about, this wasn't a freaking car. It's not even noting like hematomas or anything on.
Right.
But I just saw that right then about the art, ordering an art test, and then I had just underlined it in the final autopsy report. Hey, Linda.
Agreed. Hi, Wheelbee. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Pepper, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. So we'll just take turns reading this stuff if you don't mind. Can you see it, LFT and Kate? Okay.
Yeah, so I've got it sitting in front of me too.
Oh, good. I don't have the first 18 pages. I ran out of ink. Allie, hi, welcome in. But so I was just going to read it off here. On July 8th, between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., an incident took place involving the victim and unknown subjects. The victim was found in the middle of Sandy Run Road, deceased from some sort of blunt force trauma to the head. Responded to the scene. I saw no vehicle debris, skid marks, or injuries consistent with someone being struck by a vehicle. The victim's shoes were loosely tied and both were still on. After consulting with Matt, we see no evidence to suggest the victim was struck by a vehicle. The incident is still under investigation with supplemental reports to follow. Now, listen, we are on page 4. And these don't go in order. So if you haven't dealt with these before, they're in no specific order. But page 4 says, nuh-uh, he wasn't hit. So what happened? Here's their diagram of what happened. Sandy Run Road. His feet were here. His head was up here. And this was that painted box in the road, which I can show you that too. Who performed the autopsy, and did they have a relationship with the Murdaugh family? Well, Pepper, I'll tell you who performed. What's her name? Emily Presnell, something like that.
Presnell, yeah.
We're gonna get to her portion of this. She's such a freaking class act, that one.
Even in the notes, she can't, like, when they talked about her in the notes, it almost came off like she was being cocky to people, and like
probably of that,
yeah, like from what I read, like I don't, it was a long time ago that I read it, but I remember like the guy explaining that he had like asked her questions and she kind of like snapped at him.
Oh yeah, she's awful.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get.
I asked her why she stated in the report, and her answer was because I asked her why she stated that in the report, and her answer was, in quotes, because he was found in the road. She had no evidence other than that for the statement being put out in the report. She asked why we did not think it was a vehicle strike, and I explained to her that we had no evidence of this individual being struck by a vehicle. I asked her if someone with a baseball bat could do that, and she stated no. When I probed further, saying, what about someone in a moving car with a bat? She stated, well, I guess it's possible. She then asked if we found a bat as evidence. I could see that this conversation was not going to yield any positive results. As I was leaving, she stated that the report was preliminary, and it was my job to figure out what it was that struck him, not hers.
Yep, that was it.
But did you read the portion just before that where he describes the meeting, like he describes the attitude in the meeting?
Well, I didn't read it out loud, but I could.
Read it. I thought that was so. Ugh.
So they go and have this meeting with Dr. Presnell. There are a few sentences prior to this, but it says, as soon as Dr. Presnell came into the room, she began in a negative tone, stating that I did not have a meeting scheduled and that she was very busy. She stated that she could not even begin speaking with me about this case without the coroner's consent. I advised her that I had spoken with Coroner Washington the day before, and she basically called me a liar and said she would have to call him right then. When I asked if she wanted me to call from my cell phone, she backed off. I asked her why. She stated in the report, Yeah, so she came in like a bull in a china shop.
Mm-hmm. K-Braze. And did they say Alex and his dad showed up to the scene? No, Alex and his dad did not show up to the scene. Randy Murdaugh was the one that called Stephen's father before they even identified that it was Stephen. They were waiting in the police station to identify Stephen. And Randy Murdaugh called and said, hey, you want me to represent you in this? Which is weird because they hadn't even identified their son. So
and he was on the scene too, right? Like he was actually on the scene.
Yeah.
Like, why would Randy Murdaugh need to be on the... Well, he's a DA, so I don't know, but still.
I think they were on the scene. What was it?
After.
It was like later after the body had been removed, like law enforcement were still there. But at least Randy made the initial outreach in terms of with the Smith family. And then
is it normal for volunteer DAs to go on the scene and look at it?
Or just not
usually, not before the body's really identified.
Yeah, like usually they just get the information later, right? They don't like show up to the scene.
Not typically, no.
Yeah.
Hey, Amber, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by.
Kitty, I don't think you were wrong about Alex being there. I do believe he and Randy were there like the next day. They did come by the scene. If anything, they thought it. I think it's been described when they showed up at one point. It was kind of like they were almost checking in to see, taking the pulse of the investigators at the time. They never really took pictures. They weren't there. They weren't like asking a lot of questions. It was just kind of just being there.
Steph, let us know what you find, because it was confirmed they were there at first, I thought, and then she said she has to check again. I wonder if the attorneys listened to the local police scanner. Pepper, I said the same thing. I bet they have that on their phone. Randy is a workman comp lawyer. He messed up where it was really out of gas. Oh, wait. Sorry. I just read two comments together. This is why I should just put my contacts in. Randy is a workman comp lawyer who is representing Stephen's. Dr. Aaron Purnell studied. Well, you're so welcome. Blunt force trauma hit within 8 hours. Coroner shows up and said he observed GSW agencies played hot potato with the investigation. Yeah.
Did they ever prove that the car was out of gas? Is that the one?
No, they didn't prove it.
Right.
Because what they did is when they went to look at the car, before they even started the car or looked at anything, they put a gallon of gas in it. So they never started it to see if it was out of gas, or they never looked in it. They just filled it up really quick first. And then they did everything, then they went and looked at the car. So don't know if it was actually out of gas or not. Tough to say, because they had already refilled it. So investigator Booker here on 7/8 at 5 in the morning, 5:15 in the morning. What time was the 911 call? I can't remember.
Oh, wait, I've got it right here. Sorry. 911 call came in at. Sorry, I've got it literally right here. Ronnie Capers. The call came in at 4. I believe it's around 4:33 a.m.
Okay. So 45 minutes later, Booker is notified by Lieutenant Brock of the incident. I notified Corporal Duncan, on-call supervisor, to contact the scene supervisor. At 6 a.m., Corporal Duncan called me to advise that he was told it appeared to be a homicide and SLED was taking it over. I was advised that there was a possible gunshot wound to the victim's head. Corporal Duncan then said, there was possible gunshot to the head. Corporal Duncan then discontinued his trip to the scene. I don't know why. I then advised Lieutenant Brock of the updated status of the incident. And then at, what is this? 12:06. I was notified by Lieutenant Brock that the victim did not have a gunshot wound according to the autopsy. So 6:14 p.m., they figured out that day that it was not a gunshot wound. Contacted Sergeant Burns and First Sergeant Moore to gather further information. Contacted Corporal Duncan to formulate a plan of action. Hey, Booker, I like your style already, buddy. Flyer was made and disseminated the next day. Met with First Sergeant Moore, Corporal Duncan, Lieutenant Corporal, sorry, my ring is going off. Raul and Brittany Burke from SLED at Peoples Road. Oh, this funeral home to examine the body. Attempted to make contact with the 911 caller at his residence. He was not home. He traveled to the scene and documented. Met with Hampton County Sheriff's Office to gather any further information and the victim's phone. So they got the victim's phone the next day from the sheriff's office.
And sorry, I misspoke too. Sorry, the call from Ronnie Capers about a potential body laying in the road was around 3:57 a.m.
Thank you.
And then, sorry, I missed.
That makes more sense.
I wanted to say, I thought, yeah, I thought like when I said it, and then I was like, I thought law enforcement was there around 4. So my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. Thank you. K-Brace, crazy moment. I literally, hang on, just gave my niece the same type of car he had, and you can run those cars on fumes. K-Brace, that is insane.
But why would, even if you ran out of gas, why would you leave your wallet in your car and only take your phone?
And also, like, I know we've talked about Kate and the shoes and the socks and everything, but like his phone was in pristine shape. His clothes, like, there was no road rash, there was no nothing. I don't know. I don't like. I'm so, like, and I mean this from the bottom. Like, I'm sorry Kate went through her stuff, but I'm so glad to know that there's like information on this. I wouldn't have known the things that I didn't know. You came out of your shoes and your damn socks too.
Yeah, I don't remember if I got road rash though. I hurt my head and I had like a big scar on my head, and they wanted to shave the back of my head, and I was like, no. And then like 2 months later, while I was in class, I like went to go itch my scar on my head, and I pulled out a giant clump of hair, and I was like, ah.
Oh my god, I would have freaked out.
What the scar was, you just lose it, and I like straight up panicked because I told them like, no way, don't shave my head. But I don't remember if I had any road rash. I don't think I did, but I don't remember because it was so long ago. But
thank God.
Yeah, but and plus
Hey.
I didn't wake up till I was like in the hospital, so I had like no. Well, I woke up in the ambulance, but I don't really remember much of it. Like,
How long was your recovery?
6
Kate?
weeks.
I just asked that.
Yeah, 6 weeks. So like
I just needed to remember.
I got knocked out. I blacked out. Like I was awake, I guess, but like my memory, I don't remember getting hit by the car. Like all I remember
Thank
is
God.
seeing a color. And like I was like, oh, I remember like the color maroon, and they're like, yeah, it was like a dark purple car. Other than that, I don't really remember, but they said I literally like went on the windshield and did like a flip in the air and rolled off the back. And I broke the only thing I broke was my tibia plateau, whereas like where your tibia meets your knee.
Ah,
And I had to wear a long cast, but both my shoes, my sock fell off. I had like this head wrap around my head for a while, but I really don't remember if I had road rash. But it doesn't make sense to me, like what happened to him. I think something happened somewhere else, and then he was put in a truck and moved, and then his car was staged to make it look like he had run out of gas.
I'm so looking for. Well, I have another question about the iPad too, because we're going to get into that when it's here. They have his iPad, but what I don't understand, and they're like, "Oh, we can't get into his phone." But what I don't understand is like, are they not connected? Do you not have the same iCloud account for your iPad that you have for your phone? Like, why do you need the phone as well? Because like my iPad and my phone are connected, so it all just downloads to the same. So I don't understand that. And somebody needs to explain that. I think Amanda Carroll got her.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Sorry, guys, I'm sick. I'm like an airhead right now.
No,
I have something to say about it, and I totally lost my train.
No, we were
Favorite's house
literally
was
treating
it
this like
Doll's house. We're gonna map it out for you. I will put that map in for you, but it was not. They were all within the area.
I think
my iPad
like,
is connected
by
to
car.
my phone as well.
I want to say it was 3 miles, but I might be wrong on that.
No, I think it's like 20. I think they were actually like 25 minutes away. I mean, it's
miles.
not far, but just, I mean, I think it was about like a 25 minute drive from where he was on Sandy Run.
Yeah, it was pretty close to the Murdaugh's house, right?
That's what I thought. I thought it was closer. I'm going to check.
I read an article that said it was close.
That's what I did. I thought it was closer than it.
I thought it was until I heard it today that they said driving it's about her. I'm literally doing Sandy Run Road. I'm doing it to the address.
10 or so miles is pretty far. If it's 10 miles, that's far.
Oh, ATS thought it was a mile. Okay. So I thought it was really close. You're looking at
South Carolina. Yep.
Thanks.
I'm doing it right now. Sandy Run Road.
I mean, I can do it too. This is what these lives are like. This is what it's like when we're researching too. It's like, hey, can you look at that? I'll look at that.
Yeah, we were just literally treating this like
it's a live Zoom.
Treating this like it's a live Zoom. Hold on, this is how we work. Okay, so what was the street? The number on the street that they gave with the
the cross street
that they gave. No, they gave this in the report. They actually list a specific address in here. I was actually going to put the exact address into my search thing.
Oh, just I would look up Sandy Run Road and kind of go from there.
Okay.
Just to get an idea.
All right, Sandy Run Road.
Tell them.
Did you get your boom arm? I love it.
I did. The one that I ordered while on yours.
It's so cute too.
Thanks. I ordered it when I was on your stream because I knocked over my microphone. Remember, I told you I was like, I have to order this right now.
I do. It's cute. I like it.
Thanks. Love the new mic. Been like 10 minutes, I think. How are you, Tira? It's good to see you.
That's right. It's about So it is about a little over 10 miles, depending on which way you go, but it can take around 15, I would say approximate 15 minutes. Let's go. That's
Okay.
being generous too, because it could possibly take 11. It could potentially take 11, but up to 15. And other people said one way. I was listening to it on Nancy Grace. They said a well-known route, not so much the back roads, if you will.
Well, we'll be
Would probably
for the
be
win.
more of that 15, 20 minute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Will B is the one. Ooh, sorry. Who? Hi, ladies. This is one of the. Wait a minute. Sorry for going cross-eyed. This has my interest because of the whole. Oh, I know. We love to talk out our cases. We sometimes we talk them out with Tira to just get a different opinion of someone who doesn't literally work true crime, just to sort of hear us out, and does this make sense? And she talks back to us and says, no, that doesn't make sense at all.
I do that with hubby, but sometimes he just be not listening because he's like,
my husband tunes out really fast.
Uh-huh.
I think it's even stranger that AM and RM showed up after. That's what I want to know too. Pepper, that is such a great question, and something that it bothers me. It really bothers me. Also, weren't their homes located in the room? Mm-hmm. We can do a Google tour down there.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like. We can do that.
We
can walk the road.
We could do it, or we could just go and then just go spend a weekend in Charleston or Savannah.
I'll stay at the Holiday Inn. I don't give a shit. I just want to work this case so bad. I researched the other day because all I could find was close. See, Wheel, this is why we love you being in here, because this is really helpful to us.
I think it's really interesting that one of Stephen's best friend one of his best friends was a Tootin. Remember, Tootin testified.
Yeah. Nolan Tootin.
And Alex. Mm-hmm. It was his sister. It was Nolan Tootin who testified at Alex's trial, and then it was on August 4th of 2015, they contacted Rachel Tootin, Stephen's best friend. And I'm going to assume Tootin, they were potentially, I have to look it up. I just am reading through it, but I think they're probably related in some way in that small town.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's see. Road trip. Grandma Sherry. Okay, here's the rules, Grandma Sherry. If you ride shotgun, you're in charge of tunes. You get to Crazy Mama has the snack.
The best part. Whoever controls the tunes is the life partier of the car. You know, they give life to the car.
Yeah. You're setting the pace for the drive. So you have an important job, not just a co-pilot. You're setting the pace for the
important job.
Hey, Allie, I hope you're doing well today. Crazy Mom's got the snacks. I think there was a Nathan Tootin too. There was. Yeah. Okay. So met with Hampton County to gather information and grab the victim's phone. And then Corporal M.E. Duncan, Corporal Allen advised me that they were not needed at the autopsy. This was according to SLED and Hampton County. Sergeant Booker contacted at 1830 in reference to the incident in Hampton County. This was the 8th. Met with for Sergeant Moore, Sergeant Booker, Lieutenant Corporal Rao, and Brittany. Did we talk about this? We talked about this. Left the funeral home to attempt. Yes, I did all this. Why? On scene supervisor of the incident. Status: a white male was found in the roadway on Sandy Run Road. The only injuries to the victims were around the head area. Corporal Allen called back and advised me that it appeared to be a homicide and SLED had been called. States it appeared to be a possible gunshot wound to the victim's head. At this point, I contacted Sergeant Booker and advised him of the circumstance. Now, this is 7/8 at doesn't have the
Basically,
time.
Tira, it's like the state police investigative report, I think.
Yeah. This is one of the reports that we have. Not perfect.
But apparently this is
anxiety filled day, but listening
this
and
was
doing
the
college
one
work.
that spurred information.
Hey, I'm gonna go through my contacts in really quick because I'm really having problems seeing, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna mute and go off camera. Do you want to just chat for a few, or you want to take control of this, or what do you want me to do?
Hold on. Where are we? On 710?
7/9.
9. Okay, I can't remember if you just read that one. You want me to keep
Page,
going with
it's actually page 10, if you want to know.
I got it. Mine are actually my first set of numbers when I put the page numbers on them are correct. It's when we hit over page 44 that I have too many pages.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can just read it from here. And then, okay, so we're on 7/9. Okay, I can't wait to finish our timelines. This is going to be insane. Okay, so this is when the family says, according to the family, he would have never been walking in the middle of the road. He was very skittish. And his mom keeps using that word, I feel like, to this day about Stephen. Like the other day on her interview with Court TV and maybe News Nation, one of them, she always
said he was skittish.
Skittish.
Yeah.
Skittish.
Like he would have been nervous to walk by the road. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that I think my impression of it was that in terms of him, he was just very
especially at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Why would anybody just like walk in the middle of a dark desert highway? Sorry. Me and Grandma Sherry.
Yeah, that's what she was
talking
saying.
about.
He was more and he would be really careful because he's come out like he's gay in a small community in the South, and he was just very very aware. He owned who he was, and all that, but he was also very, I guess, kind of just kept an eye out because of just the atmosphere in a small town at that time. I don't think I have to explain it. So she said that he was always just very like kind of mindful, like a little bit, just always kind of looking over your shoulder. But I could have sworn the other day in one that I listened to that she literally said the word skittish again, and that he would, if he did walk down the street, he would never walk in the middle of the road like that. First of all, he would cut through the woods or call his sister if there was an issue. So that's on the 9th. So they talked to Stephen's family, and then on the 10th, they take Stephen's clothes and the iPhone are sent to SLED. And I think it's on the 13th that Duncan conducts an interview with Ronnie Capers, who was the man that called 911 to report that there was someone lining the road, and they thought that they were going to potentially get hit. And he just said he didn't stop, but he got close enough to tell that it was a potentially like a white male, because at first I think he thought it might have been an animal.
That's a good point, Pepper. It was really dark on that highway, and I didn't really see like street lights or anything. So I'd imagine if a car was coming down the road, he would have seen the headlights coming, and
you would have seen it. There's no way you would have missed it. A car's not going to sneak up on you like that. Standing in the middle
of the road trying to flag somebody down, but I just think it's kind of strange he walked that far with his wallet still in his car.
Crazy mama, I wouldn't walk. You bike right, walk left. Bike right, walk left. Is how I always remember it. But no, you don't. Oh, I guess I don't know. Maybe at 4 a.m. if there's no one out, and I'm out. First of all, if I'm out walking at 4 a.m, that's probably a whole nother issue. But like, if we were just like skipping home from hanging out at our friend's house,
Right.
and there's no one in the road, like I could see us like being like, ha, like running back and forth. But you're aware of like, okay, a car's coming. Get to the side of the road. It's like riding your bike in the street.
Yeah.
When you're young.
Did they do any like toxicology on him?
So, ooh, we've got, hold on, let me switch over to that. I was just literally reading his, I think it's in the autopsy. I'll give someone $1,000 to come help me organize all these papers right now in front of me. Here it is. Toxicology, let's see. All right, gross body cavities, external examination. The thing with the brainstem gets me terribly. It doesn't. Son of a biscuit. I think something just went out on my computer. This one doesn't get the toxicology.
I wonder if they had done one at all. I'm just curious about that. I mean, was it during the week?
Here it goes. It says a urine screen for common drugs of abuse was negative. Toxicology. Oh my God.
Toxicology.
Toxicologic analysis of peripheral blood was negative. No, I just read, we were curious if there was a toxicology report.
So he
and the
couldn't
blood
have been
ethanol
like
was negative
impaired,
too.
Right?
No, no drugs, no alcohol.
No drugs, no booze. Not even the ethanol in the blood.
Because his like blood. Why he wouldn't, not be aware and just walk in the street. But if he had nothing in his system, then that's just crazy to me that he wouldn't move. You know what I mean, or something along that line, like that.
Yeah. And what's even more interesting to me is that it says that the blood ethanol was negative, and typically when your body starts to go through that process, the ethanol is something pretty standard that you would see, because of the way the body breaks down. That makes me believe like he literally could not have been sitting there but for too long, especially with how hot it was. I mean, it was 90 some odd degrees.
That day. How much was it by 4 a.m, though?
I highlighted something earlier about it.
Your body's still like he's on that warm, asphalt paved road, whatever. And he had his phone with him, and his phone was charged and working. So it's not like the flagging of the car thing is weird to me because he had his damn phone with him. He could have called his sister. His sister is waiting for him.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry. What page?
Hey, Grace, like that same page that we just got. Okay. We finished that one page that you were on. That one's done. But K-Brace, I was thinking the same thing. Even just looking at the last time that he had texted with Rachel, his best friend, was 7/7. So technically the night before. And it was just a text message, and that was between 7 and 8 p.m. Like, I wonder who. I think he was Mark Boom and the Bilo guy, or is that who we're coming up on?
A dark country road like this, you could see a car approaching from a good distance away. You're right. That's absolutely. And if he had his phone on him, wouldn't he have used his phone as a flashlight? Yeah. That's an excellent point. He could have called his sister when he ran out of gas. Yeah. He would have heard of seen.
Phone wasn't dead.
Yeah. Yes, Tira. His twin sister she waited up all night for him because he had to be at school. He had to be up at 6 a.m. With Gregory, with Stephen being gay in that community, he was walking. Right. This is so true. And his mom, and the one thing that I love about Stephen is how comfortable he was in his own skin at such a young age. fucking love that. And we need more people like that.
Yep.
And his sexuality had nothing to do with it. I just love the fact that he was comfortable in his own skin.
He was
And
really
being
confident from the sounds of it, like just a confident, fun person.
oh, I love the
Mhm.
picture of him and his mom together in the kitchen. That's my favorite. Where I'm going to show you that picture. He's standing so tall. Everyone's seen it a million times, but I just love that picture because he looks like a proud kid. You know, he's with his mom. This one right here. She looks proud.
He really
God.
was forging his own path.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And
Just
especially
like
in that
he's so
community, it had to be difficult, right?
Mhm. And to be that driven and to have that big of a like, he wanted to eventually, maybe become a doctor. He's starting out in community like going, he's going through the basics, starting with nursing. He wanted to work his way up.
Look at his
Yeah.
mom, how proud she is of him.
So proud.
He's adorable. He is so
Mhm.
fucking adorable.
I love all the cast iron skillets behind him.
I just love how handsome he is and how proud she is. I mean, her face glows with proud mama. Yes, I know. And it makes me sad, proud grandma too. It makes me very, very sad. You don't have to remove the gas cap to know you're out of gas. That seems like a setup. Right on.
I don't really think anyone was siphoning gas out of his.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Like, why would the gas cap be removed? We're gonna go peek in the gas tank and see if you got gas. Like,
It would be removed if you had a gas can with you and you were pouring gas into it.
But like, obviously, you're out of gas by it, being on E. It just makes no sense why anyone would open up the gas. The gas.
I've never, when I'm out of gas, I know I'm out of gas. I've never opened the gas tank to be like, what's in there?
You kind of feel it. You kind of feel it when you're driving. You're like, I think I just
every time you hit the gas pedal and the car stalls out, you're out of gas.
I just let it go a little too far. You think you can make that extra couple miles?
I'm a mechanic. I'm a mechanic, and that's the easiest way to tell if your fuel pump is bad or if you're out of gas is have someone turn the key forward with the gas cap off and listen for it.
Yeah, but if your car is on EE, wouldn't you just know?
But maybe
I don't know. Whenever
I know what you're talking about when you turn the key over and the pump makes that noise. You don't even really need to open the gas cap to hear it. Like if it's quiet enough at 4:30 in the morning, you can turn that key and hear it without even opening the gas can or the gas tank.
We used to every time we got a new car, we would drive it once the light came on. My parents just kind of instilled in me, we would drive the car around literally and see how long we could go before it ran out of gas to kind of just get an idea.
Yeah.
And so, but that's what I'm saying. You would know. I just don't. And if you were out of gas and you were walking out, I don't think you would have left your wallet intentionally in your car or your gas can or your cap off.
None of those things. Grandma Sherry says, if we break down here, we put a piece of cloth or something rolled up in the driver's window so it isn't towed.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I've seen that, I see that everywhere. Do you want me to read the notes? Or are you guys still, whoever
No.
did whatever.
No, keep
to
going.
Him probably open up the gas pad to make it look like he was checking to see if it was out of gas, right?
I think it was to make it look like to make it look like that. I mean,
right, because it's pitch black. What are you looking for? And also if you're doing a mechanical, or you think it might be mechanical, wouldn't you raise your hood up? Wouldn't your hood be up?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
welcome.
And wouldn't you typically just kind of pull over along the side of the road, not so much drive up
he was
between
backed in all weird and I don't know.
God, I want to know what they found. Okay. So I'm going to take Steven's beautiful face down, even though I really hate it taking it down. But
Well, we're supposed to know what they found because it's supposed to be in this report. We just have to
right,
decipher what it
supposedly.
is.
Needle, meet haystack.
Mhm.
Okay. So contacted Mr. Mark. Is it Bickhart by phone? Is that what his name is? Bickhart?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same. That's my son's principal.
Is that the older stranger gentleman that
Yes.
I gotcha? All right. I think the only reason he opened it is to see if that gas stuff is like the last puff of gas that gives. Okay, maybe. Were fingerprints ever dusted off the inside of the car? Unknown. They didn't really do a whole lot to the car, so I don't know if they took fingerprints or not. Perhaps. Contacted Mr. Mark Bickhart by phone. Mr. Bickhart was in a relationship with Stephen Smith. We have some video of him we can show you at some point. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night, is pull some videos together. He's an interesting fella. He's just a little outside the box. Off. He gives me the creeps. All right? He just does. He gives me the creeps. Traveled to Mr. Bighart's residence and conducted an audio interview. States him and Stephen were in a relationship. States he had talked to Stephen by phone and text on the morning of the incident. States he believed foul play was involved. This is the 14th.
Does he give you like creepy murder vibes or just like creepy dude vibes?
A little of both. He's weird.
Okay.
He's really weird. And just this instance here, when I go through this, you're going to go, he's weird. So after leaving Mr. Bickhart's residence, he called me at approximately 2:12, states he is not sure about the timelines and just rambled in conversation. 7:14 contacted, this is Duncan. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, yes, it's really weird. And I was going to say at some point we should re-listen to that audio interview of his.
Yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Contacted Lieutenant Corporal Rao about asking the family for Stephen's iPad and laptop. Okay, here's where it gets weird. Mr. Bickhart called again at 16:37 hours and left a message. That's 4:37.
Why is
Mr. Bickhart called again 3 times at 12:34, 12:34, 12:35. Subject left a voice message. Mr. Bickhart called twice while I was in a meeting. Called at 10:49 and 10:51. Subject left a voice message. He left like 5 messages over and over and over again. And then, wait, it gets good. Traveled to Troop 7 headquarters and met with Lieutenant Taylor and First Sergeant Moore, briefed them on the incident. First Sergeant Moore transferred the iPad and computer to me. Contacted Lieutenant Corporal Rao to make sure arrangements to interview Stephen's twin sister, Stephanie Smith. Traveled on the 17th to Hampton County and interviewed Stephanie at the DMV. States Stephen became very secretive about 2 weeks prior to the incident. She did not know anyone who had a problem with Stephen. States Stephen had class in Orangeburg Tech on the 7th of July. Also said she didn't talk about his boyfriend a lot. Returned the computer. iPad taken to Charleston Sheriff's Office by Lieutenant Corporal Proctor. On the 17th, spoke with Stephen's mother. 17th, mother confirmed that Stephen had become more secretive lately. Mother also said that Stephen had a friend. This is the one you guys were talking about at Burlow. But they had a disagreement a while back, possible named James, but they became friends. Thought it was strange Stephen was not studying like he used to, and was playing hooky from school.
Stephen was playing hooky, she said.
Yeah, he was playing hooky from school, which is not something I guess he typically did.
Gotcha.
This is related to what happened, in my opinion. Different person, but same scenario. Don't you guys think? I was actually, thank you for bringing this up. I believe, hold on one second. When there's this kind of accident or homicide, they check everything. I do believe that it depends on the police. Well, here we had several different presiding law enforcement agencies. You have the sheriff's office, you have SLED, you have there was like 4 different agencies, right?
Yeah.
And isn't it weird? And I'm just calling this out because, of course, we all know it, but I think it's weird that Alec Murdaugh was shot on the side of the road, and then years earlier, Stephen is found. Like, where'd you get that idea from, Alec?
Yeah, where did you get the idea to shoot on the side of the road while you're fixing your car?
In the head, by the way. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, LFT. I didn't see your. Sorry about that. Okay, hold on one sec. The only thing that kind of confused me is, why did Buster wait until they said he was exhuming his body to pull out the statement? I think, honestly, this is a great question. I think the heat's on.
Also, that the lawyer wanted to wait until the trial was over to make the announcement, which is a little strange to me too.
Yeah.
If there is no connection,
Then
why would you wait?
Could he and Stephen had an argument or disagreement, and Stephen tried to get away from him or someone else? Certainly. I mean, yeah, certainly possible. It's very possible. Your theories are. I wonder if an older man was taking advantage of him in some way, someone who knows more. Well, this big heart guy,
yeah,
he was older. Let me see if I can really quick find, just to give you a taste of this gentleman. And then,
Hey, sorry, I'm gonna fall off real fast from the computer and get on my phone so I can still
okay,
talk, but I have to take care of something.
all right.
I don't want to go on his. This is weird. All right, I'm going to screen share this one. This is this guy that we're talking about. We're going to do a little Facebook stalking. So this is the guy. He is older. Slightly off. But
Did
one
he
of the
say
things,
how they met?
I think they met through Tinder or something like that. So that's him. Also, is it Craigslist, Tinder? So yeah, it might have been Craigslist, LFT. Thank you. But he said he like his thing is, hold on, let me go back to this because this was super interesting. I'm in a relationship with Stephen Nicholas Smith since January 2013. I love him with all my heart and soul, my flesh and my body, now and forever. Okay. Okay. It just gets me to creepies. You've been in a relationship with him for how long? I don't know. I'm not. You make me uncomfortable. You make me uncomfy. I know. Or was he taken to Moselle, beat to death, and then pushed out the truck while he was driving? Backseat passenger. Oh, Steph. That would make sense. I sure hope that wasn't the case, but that certainly could make sense. Pepper, thanks for catching that. I was trying. You can too. Ick stands for I can't know with Crazy Mama. It doesn't mean ick. It means I can't know. And yes, you can. Safety in numbers. Stephen's death was on a Wednesday. Just because you're in a relationship with someone in your head doesn't make it a real relationship. Allegedly, if Buster was having an affair with Stephen, what if Stephen was having an affair with someone else and Buster got jealous? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. It's food for thought, though. I'll tell you that much. No, you won't live that down. Cousin Eddie's truck had a different colored fender when he did that with Alex. Okay. What color? Do you know, K-Braze? Do you know the colors? I'm just curious. Because everything's relevant, by the way. Every single thing is relevant. I'm also wondering if Randy, Buster, and Steven, and they had a relationship. Randy was their ball coach. I didn't know that. For football or baseball? Baseball? Because Steven was the trainer for the football team, which I thought was really interesting. It was blue in the video with, ooh, okay. Look, no truer words were ever spoken, Steph. A freaking men. This. Oh, babe. Okay, thank you. It was baseball. Okay. Alex was their coach at times. He was, yes. All right. So back to the report here. 717 spoke with Lieutenant Corporal about tracking down James in, is it Bilo? Locals tell me, straighten me out. And checking on a video from the store at seeing Mark earlier that morning around the incident site. Sorry, what? Mark was at the incident site on video? What? I'm going to be looking into that one too. Spoke with Lieutenant Corporal Rao.
Wait, who saw Mark at the site?
Spoke with Lieutenant Corporal Rao about tracking down James at Bilo and checking on a video from store at seeing Mark earlier that morning around the incident site. It doesn't say who. It just says
Stephen was already passed or before Stephen passed? I
don't know.
That's weird.
Just says that. I know. That's what I said. I was like, why was he? The older boyfriend is very sus. Sounds like he had a major crush. Oops, excuse me. Well, he did. And he had a thing for younger males, shall we say? I'll leave it there, but you guys get it. Mark is Steven's boyfriend, so he claims. Yeah, he liked young. Spoke with James and video. No video, and James states him and Stephen had a relationship for a while, but has not seen him in a while. contacted Lieutenant Johnson at SLED, still no luck unlocking the phone. But they have his iPad. So I have questions about that. Spoke with Stephen's mother, no new information. This is on the 21st. Now here's where this is interesting. This is the iPad. They're reviewing the download. So there's media on it from the 5th. Welcome back.
Sorry.
And then Do Not Come. And then this in Espanol. For my Espanol friends, I've done the conversion on this, but I want to hear what you guys. Does anyone speak Spanish? And you can tell me what you see here.
I can type in Google.
No hablo very well.
No one has been or close with Buster, as they've been spoken about a temperament or personality. I still feel connections with the Murdaugh family and older Murdaugh, and wonder if DNA that CB Cal. Mm-hmm.
I now think less Buster, and it's another connection. Maybe not Buster, but another one. Because even all the things that Steven said about, like, it's, what did he say? Someone prominent,
Right?
Or well known. Like it's
well known. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it leads me, and then it goes back into Alex's his own little version of a Stormy Daniels, that he was involved with, and it just makes me think that there could be more to this. But that's speculation.
It is. Frankly, I want to go home. The color
is killing.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted somebody to actually translate
Why is it in Spanish? Why do you think it's in Spanish?
Well, who knows if that was someone sending that to him? We don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it clearly doesn't look like his phone was connected to it, like with the same information on the iPad, because they should be able to get if they had his iPad. Right?
I'm gonna hop down, y'all. I need to go take some medicine, but I'll be in chat.
Okay.
Thanks for coming up, Kate. I hope you
feel better.
I hope so too soon. I don't want to be gone too long.
Gurgle some Listerine and peroxide and spit it out. It helps kill infection.
I got all that. I'll do that.
I tell Tia that all the time, and she's like, "I'll do it."
I was sipping water and baking soda yesterday because my stomach hurt, and I swear that's the only thing that helped me. It tastes nasty, but it works.
You could. Oh, I'm impressed that you could do it.
Yeah.
But I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I'll be in chat listening and putting my 2 cents in chat.
Get some rest too, sister.
I am. I will.
All right.
All right. Bye. Yeah, bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please go
Y'all be sure to
and go like some of her videos, please. So 8-3 contacted Lieutenant Johnson with SLED, made arrangements to pick up the iPhone on Tuesday. This damn phone's been floating around and nobody's been able to do anything with it. Contacted Sandy Smith in reference to assisting with unlocking the phone. Sandy Smith states she was the secondary fingerprint for the phone, states she can meet me on Tuesday in Orangeburg, picked up the iPhone from SLED, no chain of custody.
With the phone.
Mm-hmm. Meet with Sandy Smith and Stephanie Smith in Orangeburg, unable to unlock the phone. Do we know why they changed the manner of because they have found some piece of evidence, Pepper, that points that this is a clear homicide, even though page 4 they say clearly it's a homicide. But apparently we needed to wait all these years. Will be. I don't like spreading
Oh,
false info, but did I not hear Steven was having an online hookups? He was. So do you want to talk about that for 1 second, LFT?
oh yes. Sorry. Did I? Oh, if I gave that impression incorrectly, sorry. No, he was. Um, he had. What do you call? I don't. I want to be respectful in the term. I don't know what the right term to use for it is, but yes, he
Well,
had
he did online. Let's call it online
online
escort.
dating. Yeah,
Escorting. He was an escort.
online companionships. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think he started when he was that young, but so I don't know how this guy thinks he had a relationship with him that long. False right there. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm gonna grab a water.
Oh no, you're fine. And T King, that's what we thought too. T King says, I thought they found evidence at the Murdahl home, and that's what early on yes, while investigating the double homicide and collecting evidence and stuff, they found something that prompted them to take another look at the Stephen Smith case. But apparently, it wasn't something necessarily that they found, according to Fitz News and their reporting and their documentation. It wasn't something necessarily found at the house, but something in this report that led them to take another look. And I don't know if it's something like within this that something clicked with them, that they were like, wait a minute. But apparently it wasn't like a piece, I guess, a quote unquote evidence, like a text message or a baseball bat or, DNA in the back of a truck 9 years later or 8 years later. It's something within this report, apparently, that caused them to reopen it.
CB Cal, it wouldn't work. His fingerprint wouldn't work.
I think it's weird that his mom, so she was the secondary one, and they couldn't get it to work either.
Right.
My secondary one's like a finger on the other hand, I think. Actually, I don't even have the little thumb thing anymore. I do on my old phone on the iPad.
No,
But
he
he
didn't
would
work
have.
for a madam type person. He worked for a quote unquote agency type situation. Yes, no chain of custody. Punksy.
I agree. Wilby, I agree.
Oh, God.
Well, I really like to. Okay, I don't know if they're saving face or if it's just like a PR move on Sled's behalf, but they've been pretty open by saying, since 2021, essentially all their resources have been invested in active with the Murdahl double homicide. And now they can devote time. So that makes me think, like people always say, Sled, I mean, don't get me wrong, Sled messed up in terms of collecting evidence and how maybe some things went on at Moselle, but clearly if they were spending so much time that they couldn't devote resources to really do thorough investigations of other current and cold cases, I would assume that they were doing a lot with the Murdaughs.
Yeah, Pepper, I think you read me loud and clear on that one. Picked up the iPhone from Sled, no chain of custody with the iPhone. Sorry, my eyes roll so hard at these comments. Sometimes I'm going to have a seizure. Meet with Sandy Smith and Stephanie in Orangeburg are unable to unlock the phone. Okay, we're getting into some good stuff here. Contacted Rachel Tootin, Steven's best friend. That's her phone number blacked out, by the way. States the last time she spoke with Steven was by text around 7 or 8. On the 7th, no other information. 8/5, Connolly met me with Emmy around 8:30 to transfer the iPad to me. I returned the iPad to Stephanie Smith. And Stephanie contacted me by phone, states she had some information that she needed to give to me. Asked Stephanie if she would email me the information about what we talked about over the phone. Received an email with the information. What's that information? I don't know. Sandy
one
Smith
of the
called.
emails is later in the report.
Yeah. States she went back out to the scene and found a footprint. Now this is, oh, fuck.
Good. I had this
the
highlighted
mom.
too.
What?
I said I had this highlighted too. I'm glad this stuck out to you as well.
She, nearly a month after the accident, 28 days after, is out there still searching her son for her son's. And it's just, it makes the hair on my entire body. Like I feel for her. Yes, this is where the footprint comes in, Amber. 200 feet down from where Stephen was found, states the impression was in an ant mound. Also says another print was not visible because of rain. This is also like 28 days after he was found, right? This is a long time after, and they're finding footprints. Now, could the footprints be from law enforcement? Sure. Could be from anybody. But I think it's suspicious that in no one's record do we see anything about footprints. And yet here's this blessed mom walking around all, who knows when and what hours of the day and night that she's out there. This woman deserves, Stephen deserves answers, right? Without question. But this mom really needs to find out what happened. She deserves, because she's the one who's been working harder than anybody for her own son. And God bless her. God bless her. It pisses me. Like, I swear to God, there's certain people in this world I would never say a word to. I just go up and give them a hug and walk away. And she's one of them. It's weird, I know, but I just want to give her a hug and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I mean, the fact that she did so much to raise the money to do the GoFundMe to even start this process, and then to come back and have the head of SLED tell you, if you want to do it, that's fine, but you don't have to do it to convince us that this was not a hit and run. I bet, I can't, like, I'm sure that felt so good to hear, but also, like, seriously, now you're telling me this? Really?
Right. T. King, I agree. That's the part that makes me angry. She deserves to know why, who and why. Will be this case very possibly going to civil court direction? I sure shit hope so. I pray. Any evidence found now could easily be excluded from admission to trial. So many, it could be, but I hope it goes to civil court. I really do. And I'm so thrilled. I'm so freaking thrilled that Eric Bland is on this case. I love him. He and Mark Tinsley, they're both like neck and neck. Number one. I think I might even like Eric a little bit better.
No, I kind of like Ronnie Richard.
Richard? Oh, Richter. I'm sorry, Richter. Yes.
Richter.
I love him.
And there's another local one that I really like too. The shorter
You like
one.
Ronnie Crosby too, right?
I do. It kills me that I think, oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that. I just want the best. I don't want him to be a bad apple in any way.
I know. I have always loved, well, I like Eric, but the more I find out about him, he just had knee surgery a couple weeks ago. Hey, crazy mama. I don't know why you're a new member. You run this shit. You sweet lady. Thank you for becoming a member on this channel. I love this. This very strange channel to you. 3 other people could still be alive if they hadn't looked at a homicide. Right? That is so true, Steph. That's very true. Do you guys think it's weird that Randy's Facebook friends with Mark Tinsley or no? No, I'll tell you why. Shh. Don't tell anybody. But I ran amok on Facebook yesterday, LFT, or was that the day before?
I don't know. I left you to your own devices for a few hours, and the messages I got was just like, "Hey, I just friended. Go ahead, tell them the list. Go ahead, tell them what you did." It was hilarious.
What I did. Go back, read what I said to her because I don't even know who. But I started going down a dark. Wait a second. A dark.
All I can tell you is that this is much better timing because it's a similar situation going on for me right now, and at least I know you're occupied with other people. So while I handle this little thing.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you have left me to my own devices. I may or may not have friend requested a friendship with Buster Murdoch on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that was number one. Yeah, that was number one.
And then I hit ... and John Marvin and Randy. And then I put Tito, Jermaine, and Janet.
Yeah, but they didn't get back to you yet. Like, I mean, the Jacksons, you went rogue on that one a little bit.
Then I found Mark Tinsley, requested him, and LFT said to me, I think you need to get BFF bracelet or necklaces. She was on the phone with her family while I was left to my own devices here. And I just continued to go down the list on any Libby. Let's see, I did John Murdoch, Randy. So, okay, don't tell anybody. So what I did is I took off all my Murdoch stuff off my Facebook page. And then I went through and went click, 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 add friend, add friend, add friend. And I added all the Murdochs. I haven't gone back. I haven't had the guts to go back and see if they accepted. So yeah, I did all the Murdochs. I did Mark Tinsley, Eric Bland, Richter. Basically, LFT said I did cover all of South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Libby, Lizzie Murdoch. If your last name's Murdoch, you may or may not have gotten a friend request from me. Go ahead, answer it back. I dare you.
I thought Liz's was different. She's I think I already looked her up. I think she has her married name. I think they're two different ones.
She does. There's 3 names. I can't remember what it is. I know. I love Eric because he's a Philly guy. I love that. I know. I did. That's research. We're gonna call it research. If the cops call, let's call it research. Let's not call it stalking. let's call it research. But I did. I went down. All right. Let's check. Let's see. Where's my iPad?
I don't know. I'm hoping everyone else though in chat is babysitting because little family emergency over here. We have car issues of our own. I have to go pick up a set of keys. Sorry. So we're in the car for just a moment.
Okay, let's see.
This town's so small they can walk every freaking where. I don't know why I have to go do this. Pick them up and put them down.
I got a positive.
You gotta. Did someone poke you?
I'm not gonna tell you who it is. Don't be jelly. Just go out there and get your business done. just go run amok on Facebook like I do. I swear to God. I don't know. So we'll be throwing some messages out later. We're gonna be messaging. But yes, they are. There's a lot of, we'll say, incestual little things in there. Like Buster is friends with one of the people that's mentioned in here, the truck driver. What's his name?
Which one? Not the violent guy.
Aiken is his last name.
Clay?
This is not Clay. He looks nothing like Clay. His name is, it begins with a D, and I'm blanking on it. I have everything.
I know Clay.
Look,
I know Clay.
this is my Stephen Smith binder.
Oh my gosh, what color did you do? Mine's purple too. Wait, blue or purple?
It's blue,
Uh,
pink, all the things that just moved me. And then I got this cute folder to this is my Stephen, my everyday stuff. So Dontario Aiken played football at Wade Hampton, where Buster went to school, and Stephen was the trainer. And we have his address. He only lived 1.7 miles from the school, in a home that was purchased for $5,000 in 2018. He's a logger. He's a trucker that works for a logging company. And then Erin Presnell. My other notes. I got her.
I hate it. I hate it when people with last names that other people with that same last name and they're good people and not people that are like, I just put it because he was found in the road kind of thing. It irks me.
You haven't been poked on Facebook in a long time. Woo! Yeah. I love Team Binder. I know. I live for my binders. I can't, like, I printed out letters. I printed out the report. I printed out the autopsy. I have my dividers in there. Like, I'm a weirdo, bandirdo about this stuff. But I also know that my partner in true crime over there probably has 2 binders going as we speak. All right, let me go back to reading here. Contacted Andrew.
I got to mute for 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing this and I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Contacted Angela Carroll in reference to Stephen Smith's death. Information from Stephanie Smith states a boy named Brendan asked if Stephen and Buster Murdoch ever had any type of relationship. Attempted to call Brendan, no answer, but left a message. This is back to Duncan. The father of Brendan Strother called me, wanted to know what was going on, stated he would have his son call me later. Briefed for Sergeant Moore in reference to the Brendan Strother situation. I know it is a fat binder for a new case. It is. I'm going to have to get a bigger one though. Brendan Strother contacted me at 10:35, states a text that he was sent to Angela was what he heard from others. It was just rumors. Continued to look through the information downloaded from Stephen's iPad. Still trying to get a timeline. No new information. The iPad was at Orangeburg Tech the night before his death, according to Breadcrumb's file. Breadcrumbs file is what they do. That's like the location. I don't know if you guys know that. If I'm preaching the obvious, then I apologize. But breadcrumbs files are your geo track locations. Hello, TNLFT. This is my first catching you guys, and I just put on my glasses and extended the screen. Yay, Steph! Well, we're so happy that you're here. Thanks for being here, because you've been a pleasure and you've brought up some great questions. Rumors about someone who heard a rumor. Ain't that the truth? Oh, that's really sweet, Allie. We're very glad you're here. We welcome you, Steph. Truly. Attempted to contact, this is 8/17, attempted to contact Mark Burke. I call him Burkhart. It's not Burkhart. It's Bickhart. By phone, was set. Here's where it gets weird. Remember I said it was going to get weird with him? So the 17th, this is a guy who is madly in love with Stephen, apparently. Attempted to contact Mark by phone, went straight to voicemail, left Mr. Bickhart a message, and the time was 10:54. At 13:10, called him again. Attempted to call him again. Still goes straight to voicemail. Left a message 12:05 the next day. Attempted to call Mr. Bickhart. Left a message. Goes straight to voicemail. This is the 26th. Now we've gone 9 days where he's trying to reach this guy. And he still hasn't had a chance to speak with him. Spoke with Sandy Smith on the 26th. Gave the phone to a person that may know some information. Gave me a phone number, excuse me. A phone number to a person that may know some information. Only knows first name Cecil. We're going to be doing a deep dive on Cecil. Cecil, I'm coming for you. I need to know all the things. What you have to say. Attempted to contact Nora Williams. Sandy Smith states she may have some information about Stephen's death. Rings 4 times, no voicemail. And the 26th, again, we were very busy on the 26th. Spoke with Stephanie's. Huh?
I said it's a good day.
Are you back?
We're back in the car. I had to get a set of keys from. And just don't even ask. Yes, I'm sorry. I am listening and I am here and I apologize.
Oh, no, it's good. I just want to make sure you're good. Yeah, Cecil, right? Shouldn't be too hard to find Cecil in that part of the country. I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm going to look. Just give me 5 minutes and then I'm going to go deep dive right into it. Spoke with Stephanie Smith about Nora Williams and Dale Stanley. States Dale says there was a green Jeep that was following Stephen on or the day before he died. Really? Green Jeep, huh?
It's like the old
Wrangler type.
Cherokee, yeah.
Renegade, maybe.
Old, I was gonna say, or just like remember the ones that were just like the box square, not the Wrangler, just the regular.
Can you text? Are you? Oh, you can't. You're driving. Don't do it. Never mind.
I'm parking. I'm.
We need the membership link
to the house right now. Oh
yeah, Jeep, eh? Cecil, eh? Step. Sandy Smith
and Bryce's house.
Right.
Eating pancakes.
Sandy Smith called and said she had heard on the radio. This broke my heart, you guys. This really broke my heart. Sandy Smith called and said this was November 18th, that she had heard on the radio that an arrest had been or will be made in reference to her son's death. Imagine driving in your car and hearing that. Imagine. Had Lieutenant Corporal Proctor contact the radio station in reference to the arrest. Asked him to find out if this was true and maybe who called and who was saying it. Received this is 12/7, December 7th. This is 6 months after. Received an email in reference to an anonymous tip. States, this is where it is. Dontario Aiken, along with another black male and a white male, Murdoch, are the ones involved in the death. This was the tip referring to Stephen Smith. Contacted Lieutenant Corporal Rowell and briefed him on this information. Also sent an email to him, First Sergeant Moore, Sergeant Burns, Sergeant Booker, about what I wanted Rowell to do. Sent Proctor this information and advised him of the situation. As you can see, I was busy here. This is the thing that ticked me right off. Who owned the green Jeep? I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
I don't know, but CB Kell's comment about, like, listen, anyone, unless you, if it's post-Civil War and you're still named Cecil, I'm sorry. That's like the same people that's like, they look at the pictures and like, look at so-and-so, he smiled. What are you doing in the picture? It's like back in those days.
Welcome in, Ms. Lou. Hi, Jen Lou. We're going through the LFT calls it the MAT report, the mate report. This was the 22nd, and this pisses me off. This is from Proctor. So you may or may not notice a tone in my voice when I read this because I'm pissed. Yeah, everybody welcome Jen Lou. And if you're silly and not subscribed to her, go subscribe to her. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Yeah, she's got actually, she is probably the guru on Stephen Smith. And she has done so much work, deep diving for a very long time on Stephen, and she's very dedicated to this.
I know we may have to be picking your brain, Jen Lou, at some point from some of the stuff that we're coming across from another.
Yeah, we definitely have some questions, as you can see from my highlights. I have some things that are noted. I went down to MUSC on this date to meet with Dr. Erin Presnell. She is the pathologist that performed the autopsy on the victim in this case. The reason I went and spoke with her was due to a preliminary report where she said the victim possibly was struck by a motor vehicle mirror, which was the cause of death. First Sergeant Moore had already had, from my understanding, a heated conversation with her about this issue. Well, she sounds like just a peach, doesn't she? Rotten ass peach.
If I was the investigator talking to her, I'd be like, bullshit. But that's just me. He was sit by the side view mirror.
Jen, are you available? Do you want me to drop the link? If you're available, I will drop it for you. If you want to come up and talk to us. But otherwise, we will schedule a formal appointment with you. A formal. It's water. I swear to God, it's just water. It was Mountain Dew earlier.
I think the heat's getting to you.
Oh, God. It's cool in here now. It would be amazing if she could come up, but no pressure. We always just like to. Who are we speaking to? We're speaking to Jen Lou from the Ward Case Studies, queen of all things Murdoch.
Queen of all things trials.
Yeah.
She's NATO. She's Judge NATO of YouTube.
She is like the judge. I just love her. Mm-hmm. But anyway, let me get back to this. As soon as Dr. Presnell, we're going to call her Douche Canoe, Presnell, came into the room, she began in a negative tone, stating that she did not have time for this meeting. And she was I'm very busy. I'm very busy. Presnell is the coroner, the pathologist.
How very Alec Murdoch of her.
Yeah. How very. Okay. No worries. No worries. I advised her that I had spoken with the coroner Washington the day before, and she basically called me a liar and said she would call him right then. What a charmer she is. All right, we'll be happy to schedule something with you. You know we will. We got to schedule far out with Jen Lou, though, man. She is everywhere these days. When asked if he wanted me to call from my phone, she backed off. I asked her why she stated in that report. Her answer was because he was found in the road. Because he was in the road. She had no evidence other than that statement being put in the report. She asked why we did not think it was a vehicle strike. And I explained to her, really? Let me read that again, just so you catch this. When I asked if she wanted me to call, I asked her why she stated that in the report, and her answer was because he was found in the road. She had no evidence other than that for the statement being put in the report. She asked why did we not think it was a vehicle strike? And I explained to her that we had no evidence of being struck by a vehicle. I asked her if someone with a baseball bat could do that. She said, no. She's a closed-minded little douche canoe, isn't she?
For the
Right.
record, she's no longer working with them anymore. By the way, she was
She got canned.
took a leave about she got her own little leave of absence shortly after this.
You'll be there with your notes, Amber. You can join us, Amber. You can join us on panel and ask her straight away. That would be fun too.
Because y'all, I thought our Murdoch timeline and stuff had a lot on it. No, Stephen Smith's timeline has a ton. Like it is.
Also, I wonder if we can combine the two at some point.
Well, we have parts of the Stephen Smith in one of the big ones, but this one, the details, because I think the details of this investigation this far out is so important to really map out so that people understand. And just because I'm a nerd like that, to really see it, like literally, here's what's gotten us to where we are today. This is why we're here.
Oh, kind of like Alex strongly suggested to leave. Encouraged, I would say. We encourage you to not come back. I asked her if someone with a baseball bat could do that. She said no. When I probed further, saying, "What about someone moving in a car?" she stated, "Well, I guess it's possible, if pressed, I suppose." Then
I'd been like, "Miss Presnell, where were you on the night of July 8th or early morning hours?"
Up your ass. Can we use that one and check that one out? Let's pull the bat out of your ass and find out if that's the one that maybe was the one that struck him. How about that?
She had, what did we say? No, like bedside manner in any sense of the word for her. Like, just don't conduct yourself that way.
I'm Kate. The best comment, Kate wins. Oh my God. And Alex asking the kids to lie, right? Yep. Yes, it's Dr. Presnell. I'm sorry. Did I
Yes.
might have misunderstood your question initially. So I apologize, proud grandma of 2. Sorry about that.
Soon to be 3.
She then asked if we found a bat. Yes. As a matter of fact, we did as soon as you turned around. As she was leaving, she stated that the report was preliminary and it was my job to find out who struck, not hers. Ooh, I'm about to get double fist, tell her who's number one.
Yeah, listen, ma'am, it's my job then to tell you because someone's found in the road does not mean hit and run.
Right.
I mean, that investigator had more class than I did, and he was like, "F you," and walked out.
When Jen Lou said that she probably doesn't see her and douche canoe Presnell getting along,
Jen Lou would eat her alive.
I was gonna say I could see wearing orange over this bitch. Literally, I'd be like, "What? Sorry, what?" I would be the mouthy one that would say, "Did you find the bat?" "Yes, it's the one up your ass." The biggest question I have is pertaining to the autopsy is why the SA kit done? No, it is not standard protocol. I've already looked into that. That is not standard protocol. And number 2, I don't understand that either. And on page 4, where it says that this is already not a car, not a vehicular type thing. The coroner did tell me the deputy coroner had, oh wait, where am I? I spoke with Coroner Washington today. This is the day after. In reference to the final autopsy report issued from MUSC, he faxed me a copy of the report and told me he does not agree with a pathologist stating that the victim was struck by a motor vehicle. No shit. We discussed the fact that the report states the cause of death as blunt head trauma, motor vehicle crash, pedestrian versus vehicle. Then the manner of death was undetermined. rookie mistake over here. Watch this. I would think that blunt force trauma, head trauma, would be the cause, and the motor vehicle would be the manner which the trauma was delivered to cause the death. The pathologist also states in a report that in light of historical information, along with the autopsies, these conclusions were made. To what historical information she possessed, I am unaware. I like this guy. I attempted to speak with Dr. Presnell, douche canoe, at an earlier date to go over the information that had been discovered throughout the investigation, but it was ill received. Who shocked? Who shocked it was ill received? Deputy Coroner Green and Agent Burke was sled, as both of them were present at the time of the autopsy. Both stated they had made no reference to the pathologist about the victim being struck by a vehicle, only that he was found in the road. The coroner stated that he had made contact with the pathologist and Dr. Presnell Dushkanu, and she stated she would be willing to change her report to read however he wanted it to. Huh?
Wrong
What?
ocean. Wrong ocean.
Wrong ocean.
That's just as good as like the. I'll change it. Just tell me what you. Then fine. What do you want me to type? First of all, if I'm ever in this kind of position, I don't want you to type crap until you figure it out. Don't. What? First of all, they
Maybe
also thought
Alex
it was
left
a
his
gunshot.
badge.
They also thought it was a like that he'd been shot.
Right.
So he was shot and found in the middle of the road, but that's a hit and run. I have so many questions about that because I may not be the smartest person in the world, but if I'm shot and then I'm running and then I get hit by a car, it better not say like a hit. You just say like you went down fighting. I don't care what. I don't even want a specific. I don't know how you can be shot or they think you're shot. And then, but no, it's a hit and run.
Well, my question becomes then, like, if she's done an autopsy on my family member, I call that shit into question. Every autopsy she's ever done is now, in my opinion, in question.
They did that with what's his name here in North the blood spatter guy with Peterson.
Yep. Oh, well, he was a nightmare. That guy was a wreck.
Oh my God, he was awful. Like that was horrible. But there were several. One actually.
Didn't he lose his job too?
Yes, and actually there was a case from years ago that happened with the car that was related to the case was actually found near my dad's office. Turns out that case got overturned because what's his name? Dieter, I forgot who it was. Whatever his name is, though, just screwed it all up and made it. It's just embarrassing when people do stuff like that.
It's not even embarrassing. It's shit work. You have one job. Figure out what happened.
It's very problematic because what it does when you screw up like that, now congratulations, you've got to go back. How many years have you been working here and what other reports have you chimed in on that have been involved in terms of some sort of legal dispute or I mean, I don't know.
Are you back yet?
Uh-huh.
Can you drop the membership link?
Mm-hmm. As soon as I can find it.
Go to our front or our page.
I'm going.
About, I think. I received a message to call SLED agent Michael Moscow in reference to discussing trace evidence located on the deceased clothes in the case. During our conversation, Mr. Moscow advised that he located around 10 1mm single layer blue paint chips. Mr. Moscow advised he needed more paint layer evidence to pinpoint the particular vehicle. Mr. Moscow advised that the PDQ database indicated the paint could be from an industrial tool, dumpster, or signpost.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Moscow added that Toyota used this particular paint on its vehicles from 1982 to 1988.
What page are we on?
But didn't get. Oh, really? Oh. This is the coolest shit I've seen in a long time. What a dope chat while we're little detectives trying to help. I hope I hope that we can help a little. 1218 received information from Corporal Duncan about an individual, Darnell Williams. He is stating that his stepson, Patrick Wilson, told him that Sean Conley, we're taking it slow because there's a lot of people here. Sean Conley struck and killed Stephen Smith. Mr. Williams stated that his son told him in confidence that his son had moved out and he did not know where he was staying. He could only tell me that Patrick attended some Christian school in Ridgeland. I drove down to Ridgeland to see the Step of Faith school. Patrick Wilson was not a student there. I then found Legacy U-Haul Baptist Church School. Patrick Wilson is a student, but not in school today. Then I drove to Hampton, attempting to locate an address for Patrick. I could not get his stepfather to return my calls. Mr. Williams stated the reason he was passing the information on is because Randy Murdoch told him to.
Mm-hmm.
Does this not sound like Connor was driving the boat to anybody else?
A little bit.
I'm just... Hey, DC, thanks for coming in. Welcome.
Oh, wait, I've got to go into our studio.
How dare people call me? Pepper, you can jump ahead and then go back later.
And sorry, I wanted to say, generally, the thing about the R kit being done, I just want to say before I forget, if you've got Stephen's autopsy report, look at page 2 and see if there's anything in there that kind of sticks out to you regarding the R kit being done.
I can go to that page too in a few minutes. Mr. Williams stated the reason he was passing this information on was because Randy Murdoch told him to call. Let me see what page 2 of the autopsy says. Autopsy, page 2. Do you want me to read it or can you read it? Hello.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I was trying to. Can you do our two-step verification?
If I knew where my iPad was,
the link for everyone too.
Really don't know why that's being such a douche canoe to us too. Being such a prisoner.
Yes, it's being quite a prisoner. It says that, generally on page 2 of the autopsy, in that second paragraph at the top, and like I mentioned this earlier, but it says, it talks about
the body is warm to the touch. Rigor is partially fixed 3/4 in all extremities and jaws. Sorry, trying to read it. Yes, it's me. I just gave you the clearance. Diffuse unfixed pupil liver extends over the posterior surfaces of the body, except in areas exposed to pressure. The scalp hair is blonde and 5 to 5.5 inches in length over the crown. What is this?
The thing about it's the like everything. There was nothing like the anus and back region, everything seemed
Nose and
unremarkable.
ears are not unusual. The lips and gums are intact. I have something to say about that too. The teeth are in good condition. The deceased had a beard and mustache stubble. The neck without masses, and the larynx is in the midline. Thorax and symmetrical. Let me say this about autopsies, because autopsies are funny business. With someone I know and love, and if you know, you know. He had a self-inflicted, GSW. 64-year-old male, scoliosis, Parkinson's disease, just all around terrible health. He was legitimately bent over to a 90-degree angle. Like, he walked bent over like this. His back was so terrible, scoliosis. I know you have, Crazy Ma. I know you have. I'm sorry. When his autopsy was done, the one thing that they said in there was his back was unremarkable, and there was no sign of scoliosis. And we were like, well, obviously you didn't see him. We were kind of like, what the hell? I mean, he was literally bent over. I think some things, and by the way, his spine was a mess, so I don't know how, but apparently during rigor, all this stuff, the spine straightened. That's the only thing I can figure out, because it doesn't make sense any other way. So there are conflicting things with autopsies that I don't understand. With things like that, when they say things are unremarkable, or like I said, with this particular case, clearly he had scoliosis. Clearly he had a ton of other things going on. And some of the things they said were unremarkable. And I was like, now I think it's pretty remarkable. So I think, and I'm uneducated, so someone who is more educated than me can tell me. I don't know if rigor does things to, with the muscles and the bones and things like that. At what point does the body display rigor? 2 to 4 hours after death.
Oh, we've got even more notes on that. Actually, it's right here on my desktop.
Go right ahead.
Stuff. Oh no, don't. It was. I kind of forgot all those little 3 subsets of rigor, like how it goes. But he didn't have, his rigor wasn't harsh or fully set in, correct?
3/4 in all the extremities and jaw, partially fixed.
Okay.
They did take photos. They did.
Sorry, I'm adding this link to in the messenger for.
So let me just state that very strangely, sometimes autopsies don't. Well, and let me just state that nothing in this autopsy that this asshat did makes me think there's nothing correct in it. Like, I long for the day that this, and I also have questions about that too. Like, because it's been 8 years, because he's been, I don't know how they can, I guess tissues and things like that. I don't know. You just
But,
go
you know,
unremarkable on an autopsy can mean nothing of note and can be seen with the naked eye. Thank you, Jen Lu.
oh, hey, Carls. Good to see you.
Girls!
What gets me though, especially like now that I know you and I are reading through this even more than this quickly, but like looking at the details and what's said in this report, you got to make the stuff though then in this autopsy make sense. It doesn't line up. Like the thing with the brain stem, you know what I mean? Is that just me, or did you notice that
Oh,
in
yeah,
terms of
I
the
agree.
yeah?
Thanks, Jen, for looking that up. It's going to take a specialized pathologist. So that's what the money is going for, is the exhumation and the special pathologist. Are they looking to get, who's the guy? He might be too old now, who oversaw, like, the famous pathologist. What is his name?
Which one, Van Baden or you've got the like kind of age? There's
Yes,
the white
yes,
guy
yes,
and
yes.
Mhm.
I can't think of his name. So with the SA kit, perhaps it was done to see if there was any biological consensual. Randy is no better than I'll explaining others. Amen to that. Same as uneventful, nothing to report. No significant findings, which is so is armpit guy. CB Cal.
Mm-mm. It was
So in the case that I just told you about, where the person was bent over at a 90-degree angle, and we know that they had scoliosis during the autopsy, it said unremarkable. Is that because he was laying flat? Do we know? I mean, I'm asking generally speaking. I know you can't answer because you haven't seen it and you don't know the situation, but I'm just questioning. Just for shits and giggles. So we're on page 29 of this. CB Kel's amazing. Okay, thank you, CB Kel. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. That's really, really helpful. All right, so we'll go through to page 30. What do you think? Or this? Oh, this is the Aiken guy. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll stop here.
this next part's going to be intense.
Hoffman and I
Wait, we're
went
on
to
27. I'm sorry,
29.
29. Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, my mind's going a million miles an hour now. I'm seriously just
Do you want me
trying to
to read
process a lot
them?
of information in my brain. They went to Aiken's house to interview Dontario Aiken. There was a Hyundai Genesis parked in the front yard, and within minutes of being at the subject's house, his family began arriving. We had no answer at the residence, and I made contact with the subject over the telephone. Mr. Aiken advised he was working at a logging company, and we met him on South Carolina 3 at the railroad tracks in town of Beldock. Mr. Aiken advised he did not have any knowledge of who killed the victim. Mr. Aiken advised he learned of the death through Facebook. Mr. Aiken advised he was working at BLT Logging as part of the swamp crew cutting track of woods in Ravenel during the week the victim was murdered. Mr. Aiken advised his logging company gave all their employees their own private room in a hotel on US 17 in West Ashley between a Waffle House and a Speedway. It was rented by TJ Pennington. He added that they came home on weekends and stayed at the hotel all week. Mr. Aiken remembered that he worked changing trailer tires in Estelle with Deontay Williams, on the Saturday. He was home that weekend, and afterwards he went straight home. Mr. Aiken advised he knew the victim from Wade Hampton High School. Mr. Aiken said he played football, and I knew this because I looked you up already, and advised the victim was a trainer with the football team. I asked Mr. Aiken why someone would kill the victim, and Mr. Aiken replied he had no idea. I asked Mr. Aiken if he ever goes out partying in the country, and he had said it'd been a long time since he'd done that. I asked Mr. Aiken if he was friends with anyone with the last name Murdoch. Mr. Aiken said he went to school with a girl with that last name. I asked if he knew of any boys with that last name, and he said he knew one that graduated with the victim. Mr. Aiken said he was not friends with any Murdochs on Facebook. Lies.
Mm-hmm.
You friends with Buster. I busted you. But later tried to look and see on his phone. There was no cell service to check. I later looked on Facebook and saw the subject is friends on Facebook with Buster. Mr. Aiken stated he never hangs out with him or went to any parties hosted by any Murdoch subjects. I asked Mr. Aikens what rumors he had around the town of the victim's death, and he advised he had only heard that the victim was hit by a car. Mr. Aiken portrayed himself as a hard worker, and when not working, sleeps and visits his girlfriend. Now, I will tell you, Mr. Aiken has a couple of kids, and he is working still at the logging company. It looks like he's a trucker now. Hey, Modine. Welcome in. At the end of the interview, I turned off my recorder. A follow-up question was asked. I pushed the record button on the audio recorder. The second recording was edited at the end of my original interview. Now, there he is. Cutie patootie. Mr. Aiken, I stalked him on Facebook already. He's got 2 small children and a girlfriend, and he's a truck driver. And I mean, he puts his business out there. So I don't know. He doesn't seem to be hiding a whole lot. I'll be honest with you. Doesn't mean he didn't do it, but he also doesn't have any criminal record. He has nothing other than some traffic violations, small traffic violations for traffic court, nothing. So we'll be running some other, of course we're digging and going into other people as well. There's Steven's. This is Steven's driver record. Nothing.
It's so brief. It's not even like a whole page.
It's nothing remarkable. It's just him getting his. This is the search warrant. The County of Charleston search warrant. And we're not going to go through this tonight because we've already been on here for so long. And we've kept you guys for a crazy mama.
What?
Thank you. That's so nice. Yeah, we should be paying you. You shouldn't be paying us. But thank you very much. That's really sweet. We're going to go through the search warrant and all the things, and we're going to come back tomorrow night with some more information. We're not just going to be reading, but we're going to tell you about some of these characters that we found. And just keep working on this one. I know that Jen Lou has a really amazing video that she worked really hard for a very long time. So please go check her channel out for things for Stephen Smith as well. And stay tuned to us as we deep dive with you live on a lot of the stuff. Since I'm not sure of what constitutes stalking and doxing, I'm not going to pull up the Facebook and show you the things yet because I want to make sure that we're covered. We don't get in any trouble, but information's out there. And I am busy friend requesting every person in South Carolina who I'm knocking on doors. That's what I'm doing. I'm just knocking on doors.
And I don't even live there.
I don't even live there. So don't tell him it's me. Don't tell him it's Decipher.
But so basically what we have left, though, in terms of this report, we have more, well, it's a lot of this, I'm flipping through it, like dispatch logs and all that, and the evidence chain of custody stuff. And only what's funny that I'm looking at it, there are only a few like supplemental, you know how they do like the supplemental reports and whatnot?
Yeah.
Like these supplemental ones, I mean, granted, it is in tiny text, but they're not very long. I mean, there's not much. The supplemental report's kind of lacking, in my opinion, but color me
I think all the
shocked.
reports are lacking. How is mom, Wheel? Tell us how mom is. I need to know how mom's doing today. Pepper, we can help you. We can help you any way we can with catching you up. But oh, I enjoyed this live with you guys. Crazy mama.
Yes.
We like doing these live research type things. Now we'll get off of here and just keep going on Zoom and digging into some of the people that you read about, or that we read about and we looked at. And we'll just, bring more information maybe tomorrow night. What are your thoughts? I don't know who's going live tomorrow night.
I want to
Maybe
do it
we'll
like
start tomorrow night. And
I just like talking about it anytime. So
me too. Me too. Thanks, Tara.
Whatever works well with everyone's schedules, but yeah, I think we've got more to go through and we can map more out. So if we want to do another one kind of similar to this where we finish up a few things and whatever everyone wants to do, I'm good with.
Sharon, welcome. We love having you.
Aw.
We enjoyed you. Another good
Thank you,
dive.
Will
Oh,
B.
thanks, Will B. Yes, it's
And
always
CB
like
Kel. And K-Bell. K-Bell.
Oh, thanks, DC. That's really cool. Subbed and loved. I love that. ETS, thank you for being here. If you guys are not subscribed to ATS News, please. Her coverage of everything is amazing.
And she does great lives in the morning.
She does.
If you're at her chat's great, but I do talk about stalking. I listen a lot, always like getting dressed and stuff, but it's really, she covers much. And
I love ATS News morning lives and CDT as well. If you guys are not subscribed to CDT, please, I don't know where you've been, but these two women are pillars of the true crime community and just amazing. They just do amazing work and they run great channels. They have awesome communities. Be kind, wipe your feet, use your manners when you're over there. We sending you. So, but you guys, thank you for being here today. We really appreciate it. And it was just very casual, just going through some stuff, but, I appreciate everyone being here. Can I say I love the shout outs and this is how it's done? Oh, that's so cool. I'm glad that you like it. Yeah, CDT as well. Go and Kate. Yeah, obviously. We love our Kate. Jen Lou. All of them.
Jen Lou. I know. I don't know if criminality's looking into. Oh gosh, I feel bad. I'm trying to think who else we know. Jen Lou, Alex Erickson's going to look into it, or is looking into it. I just didn't want to forget anybody. Who am I missing? I don't know. If y'all see something in Stephen Smith, watch it, like it, and support everyone covering it.
Hey, Gregory, we're still working on that too, by the way. That has not stopped. We're just, I mean, first of all,
wrong ocean.
Damn ocean. I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. We're still working on that. We really are still working on that. And that won't stop till I don't know.
I kind of went down. The Diego Garcia route the other night. Is that what I didn't even.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I missed Yeah, I missed a call from Tia, but in all honesty, I really didn't see it. No, I literally went down the rabbit hole of like, okay, now I want to know more about the space. Oh, it's interesting. It got me thinking, and then I was like, I am nowhere near qualified to try to break this all down, but I can give a layman's term of uh, I could see why people wouldn't want it out if that was, if it's why
CB
things are
Cal,
so
it's
hush
been
hush.
planned for probably a month, and I keep forgetting to do it. So I think I asked LFT over a month ago, hey, you think we should mod her? She's really great. She was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, give her some weights. We'll give her the wrench and some
Mm-hmm.
dumbbells and K-bells. Not.
K-bells.
Wow. I meant like the weight.
Like Sarah Boone.
Oh, yes. Sarah Boone, that's another one. Any other creator, I don't know, Melissa J, Jen Lou, all of them. Criminality.
Truth Teller.
Please
Criminality.
go listen. Truth Teller. They do the best. Yes, TT. Yes, they do the best. Like, just go listen to their commentary on it because it is so much better than like listening to News Nation cover it. It is so worth it.
We are sure if you want the wrench, you're welcome to it. If you don't, throw it back. But we welcome you to Decipher if you'd like to be a part of the team. We love it. I hope we do figure it out, Wheelby. I really do. I really hope we do. Yeah, is Jen Lou going live? Does she have a 9 o'clock scheduled? She usually goes live around 9. That's the Jen Lou time. I try not to get involved in the 9 o'clock hour because of Jen Lou. So I'm thinking she may be 9. They do rock. Everybody rocks here. You know what's funny? Mr. Worth, I was actually talking about you with LFT the other day because the true crime community is obviously majority of women. Decipher, thank God, and I'm so excited about this, has a very strong male like our subscribers, we have a lot of males. And you have no idea how happy that makes me because every gentleman that comes in here is just that, a gentleman. Like it's just amazing. It's so awesome. So I'm very proud to say that we are a minority in the true crime genre with the gentlemen being in our streams. So many gentlemen being in our streams. So not that we don't love our ladies, because of course we do, but it's pretty cool to see the percentage of men in here now. I love that. I think that's really, really cool. And you guys have added so much to Decipher as far as knowledge and support. And I truly cannot thank you enough. Hey, Mark Klein. There you go.
Wilby, I agree. The Stephen Smith case is about to blow wide open. I think this one is worth the time that anyone puts into it. I think, in my opinion.
You don't have to cross-dress in here. I love the male perspective, and we are getting so much help from MK and K-Braze. Oh my God, K-Braze has his thought process. He breaks really complicated things. He breaks them down into English so that I can understand it. He has a way of explaining things to me.
And then Muck and Molson have both been coming in with some great
Muck, Molson, Mark.
Yeah, all you guys are great.
All yous guys. No, I just wanted to acknowledge that because I happened to look at it the other day and I thought, oh, that's really freaking cool that we have the gentleman coming in and hanging out with us. I think that's really, really cool. So, we just love our girl Sherlock's. I love that. I love that. That's amazing. This is such a fun chat. We love you guys. I don't know where MK is. Damn it. He's probably out having a good time. I hope
It's
anyway.
Friday.
I know Molson is a great guy. Everybody, like you guys, Mark, you're great. I love when you come in. Your sense of humor is amazing and you liven the crowd up and you ask great questions and participate. It's awesome. We just appreciate you guys being here, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of the Friday. We'll go live tomorrow night. I don't know what time. I want to make sure that we're not overlapping anybody.
Yeah.
Kate, open invitation. If you're feeling up to it, come up. Anybody that wants to join us, if you want to send us a message, you're welcome. We'd love to have you or host you. Oh, maybe that CB Cal, you might be right. You might be right about that.
Oh, and I know one thing I wanted to say that I forgot earlier because I was on mute. The thing about it, Rand, was it talking about Randy and Alec being the coaches? That was like when they were little, like football, t-ball, or I would go like middle school, elementary school kind of levels. That's when they were coached.
I know. I love you too.
When Randy and Alec were coaching them, it wasn't like in the last, you know what I mean?
No, it was like elementary school, and then when you get real coaches in like middle school and high school, that's your dad's not allowed to be the coach anymore. Okay, that'll be fun. If you can't, only do it if you feel well enough, though, please. And we will we'll send out all the alerts for the time. I just don't want to. I want to make sure to check and make sure that we're not overlapping someone else. So let me just eyeball that before I say what time we're actually going to do it. I love you too, Punksy girl.
Yeah, and Punksy hit 2,000 subs. P.S. Congratulations! I saw that.
She hit 2,000 on her first damn live. Stop it.
Get off my phone.
Stop.
I love it.
I know. We love you. All right, you guys, have a great time. Check in our community wall at some point tomorrow for a post on what time we'll be live. We need your help. We need to continue this conversation. It has to be a back and forth. It can't be us doing a monologue. It has to be back and forth. Enjoy your evening. Put your feet up. Do whatever makes you happy tonight. Be nice to each other. Pay it forward. Yes. Please go to your favorite creator. Oh, yes. This is June. Is it June or August? Right? Yeah. Is it June or August?
Wait, I think it's 6/20. I wanted to say it was 6/23/23.
Yeah, I think you're right.
June. I think it's June.
Devin and Lyric Woods. I'm going to try. Actually, that's one of the things I have it on my list. I'm going to try and look that up tonight because I'm going. I'm going to drag our friend over here and we're going to that trial.
Yeah. Yeah, like you have to drag me that far. I'm like, did I meet you there? Or am I dragging you from here?
There is a bird. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, please go to your favorite creator and like a bunch of their videos. Hit the thumbs up on your way out here. Go to their videos, hit the comment button, leave a nice comment. Tell them we sent you. You got the snacks. That one's one I'm going to be there for. I want to look that kid in the eye. I want to look that mom in the eye. I'm not going to lie.
Great. GoFundMe for bail money. Go ahead and get that in the works. I'm kidding.
I do. Listen, if you know, go back and watch our lives from Devin and Lyric, but Devin has my whole heart too. And I want all good things. I want all good things to come from that. And there's a darkness around that case that just breaks my heart. So
I can just see you being like, "Oh hell no," and like jumping over like the the railing to be like, "Let me talk to that defense table for a second. Listen up, kid." And I'm like, "And we're off." I didn't. Did you come with her?
I've never seen that woman before in my life.
I did not. But do you know the name of a local bail bondsman? Just out of curiosity. If I did know her, I'm not saying that I do, but if I did.
If I did.
But yes.
Well, if
So,
there's,
but
let's just
thank
know
you all so much.
if there's a live that prematurely goes up during that trial, you'll know why. It's probably
Covering
mine.
our own trial.
It's probably
I'll
mine.
slip Tia a camera to stick it in her pen at the defense table. Yeah. Act like you're taking notes, but record everything.
I'm sorry. Could you
Oh,
say that a little
gosh.
louder, please?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. We are so glad you joined us tonight. Have a great night. We're going to end this and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you all so much. Have a good night.